6th of, I believe, this year. March 6th, 3 sixes. So that led me to go, okay, I got to reread this Bible part where they talk about the mark of the beast. And as I was rereading it, I was like, what the heck? This is exactly what's going on. Pretty much like word for word. So I'll actually read through the entire, I believe it's Revelations 3 or something like that. And I'll read through the entire thing because I think it's kind of pertinent right now that Bill Gates wants to create a system. Oh, I didn't even say what the patent's for. You won't believe it. It's a patent to chip everyone in the world and have them as sort of slaves mining cryptocurrency for them. So I'll get into that in a bit more. Like, is this real? Like, wow, not even trying to hide. But before we get into a bit more on the patent, which is crazy, let me read, I think it's Revelation 13. The beast from the sea. Then I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns, and on his heads a blasphemous name. Now the beast, which I saw, was like a leopard, his feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth like the mouth of a lion. The dragon gave him power, his throne, and great authority. So right there, it's kind of saying this beast, which I take to mean as basically the people controlling the world, the governments, central banks, those sort of things. Now, if there's 10 of them or 7 of them at the end of this, I don't know. But it puts right there that this thing has its power from authority, which is the belief in government, that people actually believe this system has power over them. And I saw one of his heads as it had been mortally wounded, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world marveled and followed the beast. So again, this is like most of those brainwashed people I've been talking about that are actually going along, following the governments, actually wanting the governments to do all this stuff, take over everything, vaccinate them, chip them, everything. And so that's basically what that line is saying, as it says, and all the world marveled and followed the beast. And that's generally the case today, as I've been saying. So they worship the dragon who gave authority to the beast, and they worship the beast, saying, who is like the beast? Who is able to make war with him? Now that I take to mean as sort of the dragon is the order followers. That's the military and the cops. And they're enforcing the things of the authority, the governments and the central banks. And at this part, it says, who is able to make war with him? I take that to mean that they're going to go towards this one world government, one world army, and no one will be able to ever stop this force ever again at that point. It'll just be too powerful. And it goes on. And he was given a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And he was given authority to continue for 42 months. So that's like today, the blasphemies, the things they're speaking is all the propaganda that they put out through the government and the media. Then he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name, his tabernacle, and those who dwell in heaven. It was granted to him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and authority was given him over every tribe, tongue, and nation. Once again, talking about a one world government that will be fully controlled everywhere in the world. All who dwell on the earth will worship him, whose names have not been written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. If anyone has an ear, let him hear. He who leads into captivity shall go into captivity. That's a quote or a comment I've been saying for quite a while now. For those who have eyes to see and ears to hear. And it's like almost everyone in the world, not everyone, but a lot of people are unable to see what's going on. They don't have eyes to see or ears to hear. They've been fooled by all the propaganda and all that stuff so deeply, like in the Matrix, they can never escape it. And as it says here, he who leads into captivity shall go into captivity. He who kills with the sword must be killed with the sword. Now that's interesting. And that's what I've been saying as well, is those who lead people into captivity will also go into captivity. And he who kills with the sword must be killed with the sword. So I take that to mean that all the people who are leading the people in this direction, they're going to go with them. And I've been saying this for a while, that anyone who works for any government, works for the police, works in the military, anything of that stuff, if you think that you're going to escape what you're bringing on other people, you're not. It's very clear. I think military people already know this. In the US, more than 20 killed themselves every day because they know that they get treated incredibly, incredibly, incredibly bad, of course. And pretty soon the police are going to find out they're next. So all the people enforcing this stuff are all going to end up going down with this system. And it finishes, here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And it continues with the beast from the earth. Then I saw another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb and spoke like a dragon. And he exercises all the authority of the first beast in his presence and causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. He performs great signs so that he even makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. This might be to do with what they've been doing in so-called space, whatever that area above us is, and which I don't know anything about because the only info we really get is from lying government agencies like NASA. But they've been doing, look at all the stuff they're doing with Space Force, Super Space Force, Trump Space Force, hooray! Yeah, it's basically put there to enslave you and every human generation for eternity. And they might use something like that to rain fire down on the earth to make people, what did they say here? Yeah, just rain fire down on the earth in the sight of men. And he deceives those who dwell on the earth by those signs in which he was granted to do in the sight of the beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast who was wounded by the sword and lived. He was granted power to give breath to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads. And I've been talking a lot about this. That's basically, we'll get into this chip that Bill Gates wants to put into everyone. That's basically what it is. And it'll be anyone who wants to, be any part of any sort of society here on earth will have to have this in one form or another. If we lose. I'll get into that maybe a little later. We may not lose this, but we'll see. And that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. So I've already talked about this mark of the beast system. You can go back and look at that video. It's just a week or two ago. But now with Bill Gates coming out with a patent, number 60606, filed on March 6. Here is what he's filing a patent for. The black box computers gives the human a device coupled to their body, which is a chip, with a numbered cryptocurrency wallet. The person is monitored and communicated with over the internet via the coupled device to their body, which means it's injected into them. A person is given credits, money, cryptocurrency based on the body's movements, physical compliance, labor movements, with which you can then use to buy and sell. Wow. A lot of us have been wondering what this mark of the beast thing was for centuries. Could never have guessed this. So Bill is, he's behind everything going on right now. He's behind ID 2020, which is where they want to basically have chips injected into people and everyone will be marked on Earth with this number, the number of the beast, and their own numbers, so that they can be tracked and tagged and taxed and all that kind of stuff, basically just like cattle. And I kind of wondered, how are they going to do this? Wow, I had no idea it'd get this creepy. And that a lot of people, like I've shown in past videos, they're lining up to get chipped. They are the ones without eyes to see or ears to hear. And even if you forwarded them this video, they're not going to hear it, probably. But you can keep trying. Sometimes you can wake people up. Even a lot of people watching this channel, you probably didn't believe a lot of what you currently believe 10 years ago, right? So it is possible, but very few seem to be able to wake up. But to have this mark of the beast system, so basically people be tracked, tagged, taxed. They won't be allowed to do anything without this chip. And he'll be tracking your body movements, and you'll get a certain stipend of cryptocurrency, it says, paid from basically the government for your slavery, basically. That's how you won't be able to make money otherwise.
Can you show me some identification?
No, my house was completely destroyed. I just ran.
You will need some ID to cross the border.
I've got nothing on me. What can I do? I'm a father. I'm trying to find my family. Please, I'm scared.
Hi, how can I help you?
My child needs to be vaccinated.
Okay, can I get your name?
I am Nia.
And your date of birth?
I don't know my date of birth. I don't have a birth certificate.
Don't you have any form of ID? I'm sorry, Nia, we need something that proves who you are and where you were born.
Can you please help me? I'm here on holidays, but I've lost my passport and my flight leaves tomorrow.
That will take some time to process.
But I need to get back. Family emergency. What can I do?
Can I get your name?
Can you show me some identification?
Don't you have any form of ID?
Please help me.
What if your identity was always in your hands? An identity you can trust, that others can trust? What if this digital identity was always at your fingertips, and people could verify your identity in a few simple steps? What if you were in control of your data and how it's shared with others? What if this personal, portable identity helped you to learn, work, and live? What if showing who you are was as easy as saying, I am?
I am Yosef.
Across the globe, the pieces are coming together to make this happen. Accenture, Microsoft, and Avanade have teamed up to create the prototype you've seen in action. It's a first step towards a digital identity solution for all.
Absolutely insane. I really can't believe, here goes Lucy. Yeah, she's my girl. How far he's taken this and how well it's going for him. And what does the word COVID mean, do you think?